This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream. This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
Hello, our esteemed viewers out there. You're welcome once again to our coverage of the World Cup Qatar 2022. My name is Afa Acho. Salifu Usman is right here with me.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Right, Silas is also here in the studio with us on today to take a look at the games played so far and, of course, give you a preview of the upcoming games. Silas, welcome to our studio.
Thanks for having me today.
All right. Also, our colleague Wale Ayeni is also joining us all the way from UK. Wale, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Alpha. Good afternoon, Salifu and Silas in the studio. How you doing?
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So we begin with the first match of today, where one of Africa's representatives are talking about Cameroon failed to live up to expectation as they fell 1-0 to Switzerland in the first game. And incidentally, that goal was scored by actually a Cameroonian in the person of Bril Embolo, who actually gifted Switzerland 1-0 in that one. So with that, Switzerland are now 3 points in that group, while Cameroon yet to register a point. So far, of all the African representatives, apart from Tunisia and Morocco, who both have 1 point each. For Senegal, it was a loss. Then Cameroon also uh, yet to register a single point. So, looking at this, it looks like African teams are going through that scenario we always go through in every World Cup, because there's always so much of expectations going to the World Cup. But at the end of the day, at the end of the first round, going to the second round, a lot of times you hardly see any African team progressing, especially in 2018, where no African team made it to the second round. Do you think this trend will continue? And looking at Cameroon, not taking anything away from Switzerland, but some of us felt that Cameroon were going to put up a good fight against Switzerland.
Yeah, yeah. If you're talking of Cameroon, maybe you're talking of Cameroon of the past, because if you look at the Cameroon present squad and the quality of the players they have, I think
Yeah.
the coaching personnel,
Mm.
I'm one of those who don't even believe that Cameroon has what it takes to go for in this world. Cup, even though the coach himself, Robertson, has always insisted that they have a team and including the president of the federations, some everyone that they have all the things to do. Because if you look at the Cameroon, even their friendly match before their preparation towards the World Cup, they chose to right form of and if you, and yes, I even give them some clues when they started the match. They were trying to play well, they
Yeah.
were able to the ball. But unfortunately, it's just like this in African style. In Africa, always style of pulling back.
Yeah.
Switzerland, I think Switzerland, if you look at the game, the statistics, Cameroon have almost 4 shots on target.
Target, yeah.
Have 4 shots on target. Switzerland only has three shots on target, and then they get a goal. Cameroon also have 3 goals off target. And if you look at the statistics, yes, by possession, Switzerland have a better possession. But statistics, Cameroon was on the side of Cameroon, but unfortunately, they were not able to capitalize and to with their chances. And just like I felt Cameroon in terms of the coaches crew, tactically Cameroon were down.
So I was looking at that game. I mean, once again, you see a Cameroonian side who, in subsequent World Cup, apart from what they did in 1990, apart from then, Cameroon has not, even at a point some years back where they even went as African champions, got into the World Cup but couldn't do anything special.
Yes. Let's look at it generally. Football in the powerhouses of Cameroon and Nigeria has been declining the past 1.5 decades or thereabouts. So when I watched the match, I look at the Cameroon squad and I look at some notable names playing in the top leagues of Europe. I discovered that if you were to match Cameroon versus Switzerland, we could get a path.
Exactly.
And you felt that the African spirit of strength and fight and being lions, Cameroon play like the lions.
Yes.
That will see them through. But you find that the technical aspects of the game, when the decision making was Cameroon's problem, they don't always know when to pass, they don't know when to cross, and how to cross. They wait on the ball. Those are the basic things lacking. And you look at it generally, you find that those are things that people learn from a young age in academies. In Arsenal Academy, Mayo Academy, Real Madrid Academy. Many of them, you see, Nigeria and West Africa, them learn their football on the street.
Exactly.
That's the rock talent that maybe later in their life they now got into some clubs and got punished a bit. So, but those technical aspects of game matter, and sometimes it is when two things are balanced in terms of quality of talent, then those technicalities now become what changes the issue. When how to move the ball, when to move it, the shot taking. That's what I saw between the two teams, that they were a bit evenly matched. But that those people had more football sense. They're more technical, and sometimes too, they also have better coaches. I don't know how many African coaches actually take time to study the game.
Tactical aspects of the game.
The formations. You see coaches team developing according to the coach's philosophy. Which of countries can you say that are developing along the lines of the coach's philosophy? Apart from the physical trainer, so whenever I start counting, really do you see those technicality come? Sometimes when I used to see it was in the junior teams, when you look at Nigerian 17 or 20 into past, you see them play at the particular way, the Nigerian way of wing play and on pitching skill and everything. We need to overcome Europeans and South Americans, but those things are they're gone now. So what you see that African teams now go abroad, pick any player that's doing well. There's no time to build the ethos of the national team and style and tactics in them. So you just come as professional to come and play, but they're not molded into a unit. That's what I see. They look at these Europeans when they play. You see them playing fluidly. I think they're playing their club side. The passes, the interchanges, the movements, they understand themselves. Even before a pass is made, the person that running it already knows that pass is going to be made, and that person takes it. I don't think Africans is doing a lot of that. Many of the time, they just do individually play and hope that the best comes out of it. And this is what I see is a limiting factor in African players. But when they go to the big stage in Africa, they can survive with it because more or less they're playing against African teams like that. But whenever you see even West African teams coming against the North Americans, because some of them have some good academies in North America. For
North
instance,
Africa.
no, sorry, North Africa.
Oh.
You see, that's why I found out that even in Nigeria, you see Nigerian teams, West African teams always come short when they playing North African teams because they have academies where they bring them from a place. So I think that going forward, Africa need to train their footballers from scratch.
All right, Wale, we spoke here a lot about coaching. Like Salifu rightly said, he does not believe that Rigobert Song and his technical crew have what it takes. Recall that in the preview last week, we had all celebrated how, for the first time, African teams were taking all, African coaches. And there's something I always say, beyond celebrating that we're having indigenous coaches, these people should be able, it's not about taking an indigenous coach. Does he have what it takes to lead this team to the big stage?
Uh, no doubt about it. I feel Rigobert Song do not really have the experience under his belt, to lead Cameroon to a successful, outing at the World Cup. Looking at his how where he has actually coached. He coached at the Cameroon under 23. They couldn't even make it to the Olympic Games, and now he has been given, the opportunity to lead the national team of Cameroon. If you look at the Cameroon team very well, they have quality players that play for Napoli, for PSG, for Inter Milan, their goalkeeper. They have good players. But what I actually noticed in this particular team that played against Switzerland, it was for me, it was a disappointing, outing for Cameroon. I thought they were going to win Switzerland, get to lose against Brazil on paper, then get to draw Serbia and see how they can able to qualify from that particular group. But it was just so sad that they lost a total control in the middle of the park. They allowed Switzerland to dominate the middle of the park. They couldn't actually, get balls from the middle of the park and, connect to the attackers for the attackers to finish up. The attackers were just playing in the wilderness for me. So I feel at this point in time, if they really want to make things turn around for the Cameroonian side, they need to work in the middle of the park, get more bodies for them to occupy. If you can occupy the middle of the park, I'm very, very sure you can, connect to your strikers and they can score goals for you. Looking at it, they didn't actually create a bit more of chances, just little pocket chances that they created right there. But I feel it's just so bad that all the African teams who have actually not played their first game, no team have scored a goal when we talk about the African continent. So I still feel we still have a lot to do at this particular time. A goal was scored in that particular month by a Cameroonian, but it was not really representing Cameroon. But I feel at this point in time, Africa need to actually get to how they are going to bully their opponents, ensure that they play to their tone, do not play to the opponent tone. I feel the Cameroonian respected, Switzerland a lot. That is why they actually, came out with that particular result. It was a disappointing result. I expected them to actually, fight more. We saw them in the Nations Cup, although they didn't do very, very well. But we thought that they could actually, bring the fighting spirit. Ruben Song, who actually, is the coach of the team, has like one of the best, appearances for Cameroon. He has, represented Cameroon for 137 times. He has, this sort of experience under his belt. Also, the president, Eto Fields, has played in the top level of football. He knows what it takes to play at this stage. But we all thought we were going to see the spirit of the likes of Roger Miller in this Cameroonian team. But we didn't actually see that in the first game against Switzerland, Alpha.
All right, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, the other African representative, Ghana, who took Nigeria's position, will be up in action against Portugal. We'll come back and give you a preview of that match. Don't go nowhere.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
All right, welcome back from that break. Like we said before the break, in a few minutes' time, that's exactly 5 p.m. Nigerian time, Portugal will be taking on Ghana Black Stars of Ghana, who recall, well, for a lot of Nigerians felt Nigeria were supposed to be in that competition, but Ghana made it. But after that 4-0 thumping by Portugal last weekend, even Daniel Mokachi said, I mean, with that result, it showed clearly that Nigeria didn't even have any business in Qatar at all. So 5 p.m. in a few minutes' time, Portugal will be taking on the Black Stars. And going into this competition, even from the Nations Cup, a lot of Ghanaians had even complained that, look, we don't have a team. That's the Ghanaians. We don't have a team for the Nations Cup. And even for Qatar, a lot of Ghanaians are not hopeful that, look, Ghana are just going there to make up the numbers. Do you share in this pessimism?
Yeah, football is all about say. I'm not. I'm going to say I'm just hopeful. It's about how you prepare, what you believe, what you have what you have to give. And if you look at on paper, put side by side, you put Portugal by side by Ghana, you definitely you agree with the Ghanaians or you agree with anybody that
completely
in this first match they don't have what it takes to match the Ghana. But another thing is that you may also, if you look at the match, the match that just been played, they're the same group, South Korea and Uruguay. And if you watch that match, you'll be able to Ghana, you will not write Ghana off completely that they don't have what it takes, but they still have a chance. But Uruguay's team that I just watched and the South Korea were not so fantastic the way the two sides play. So that means Ghana can still have a hope, but that will depend how they play against the Portugal in the next 1 hour. But in this first match, obviously it will be too very risky to put your money on Ghana that they're going to do anything. But of course, if you look at player by player, Ghana is before that Ghana will have some player to play. But if you look at the present sport of Ghana, apart from the most wonderful player at Arsenal, every other players in Ghana, they are used, brother, they are becoming a shadow of themselves. So, but let's see how it's going to be. What I strongly believe that Portugal definitely have this match.
Silas, for you, I mean, do you think Ghana will, looking at like Salif rightly said, I mean, Portugal, a star-studded side, notwithstanding, I mean, all areas of the pitch. In fact, in the last few years, apart from Ronaldo, you see that a lot of young players have come through the rank in Portugal. Fantastic players who are playing, in top clubs all over Europe. Do you think Ghana will really trouble Portugal?
I think I'm going to be patriotic on this score.
Yeah.
I want to believe that Ghana will do well enough. What's giving me this kind of confidence? Well, maybe player to player, you will say that Ghana is not as big as Portugal in terms of quality and star power. But if you look at what happened to Germany and Argentina, it tells you that sometimes it's not just about player quality. Now, in the run up to this game, Ghana played a friendly against Switzerland. They beat them 2-0. So, and you can see that in the Nations Cup, Ghana was very poor. But they went home and started doing a few things that elevated the team to the point that they came and beat Nigeria and took the ticket. When they were match against Nigeria, it was like a walkover for Nigeria. So, I believe that the way I've seen the Ghana team, that since that time they have been proving, bit by bit in terms of their, apart from Partey, they also have one young guy playing in Ajax. Wonderful. Kudos. Wonderful footballer. The Ayu brothers are there. Some of them are battle-tested players who have gone to the World Cup, who have played the Nations Cup, who have experience. So sometimes patriotism, commitment, and also can come in play. I feel like a team that is weaker in terms of star power can cause an upside. So even though I think that Portugal, they also have a point. They want to give Ronaldo a parting gift by doing well in this World Cup, possibly helping to win it, so that we rank among the greatest of the greatest. But I want to go with my African brothers. I want to put my faith behind Ghana. Ghana will come out to the point in this match. If they work as hard they work in the match they play against Switzerland, which I saw which I was able to follow it.
But sometimes football patriotism is not good for football.
No, it's not about but the ginger you come with in a match. That's why Japan can beat Germany. The German machines. Well, that's why this guy can beat Argentina as well. So so that's because of the preparation, how prepared you are at the point in time. In fact, in a match, is the form you have that matters how far you go. If you have the star quality, will not be informed. Let us see the form they come with in this tournament.
Yeah, Wale, sentiments aside, do you think Ghana can really stand, the firepower, looking at Portugal? Is it in the midfield? Is it attack? Is it defense? I mean, quality all around. Do you think Ghana can withstand the pressure?
Of course, it's a game of football. It's a game of 90 minutes. Anything can actually happen at this point in time. Just the way Salah pointed out, the way the way Saudi Arabia defeated Argentina, it might actually happen. But don't rule out this Ghanaian side. They have quality players. I'm just looking at the starting 11 at this point in time. The likes of Thomas Partey, Ika Williams that plays for Atletico Bilbao is a very consistent player. He has not actually not gotten an injury for a very long time. He plays so well for Atletico Bilbao. Is a very point striker in that particular one. Then looking at the getting to dictate things in the middle of the park. I still feel that Ghana stand a strong chance to get a draw in this particular match. I don't see them getting to lose this match because they know that they are the last, African team to play, and they have seen what the West African, contingent, what they have done in their first, group game. Or they want to actually prove a point. Who knows? We can get, our first goal. Africa can get their first goal from this Ghana setup. No doubt about it. The likes of Portugal with their star man Ronaldo. I still feel they want to actually play the ball centered around Ronaldo. But I still feel that if Ghana can actually mark the likes of Fernandez and also not take anything away from us. Asida is a very good player. He can actually dictate the space in the middle of the park. That Neves that play for Wolves also is a very good attacking defensive midfielder. I feel he will want to actually dictate the midfield. But I strongly believe that the experience of Thomas Partey and Saliu and Amate, who actually plays for Leicester City, can actually help the Black Stars of Ghana to salvage a point in this particular match. I don't see the Black Stars of Ghana losing if they can able to play as a team, play compact football, not look at the big names on paper. They should just go out there, prove themselves, and show the world what they can actually made of. They can actually draw inspiration from the likes of uh, um, this other extract talking about Gehan is a very good example for them to actually look up to. The likes of Jackie Appiah also who has played for Ghana. I feel Ghana stand a strong chance in this particular match. I don't see Ghana losing this match if they play as a team. But if they don't play as a team, it's a World Cup. Anything can happen. You might just be stunned at the end of the day, Alpha.
Right. So another game we'll be looking at, which comes up much later, that will be the team that a lot of people have been waiting to see. Talking about the Brazil. The only team in World Cup history to have qualified for every World Cup tournament will be in action, and a lot of people are expecting Brazil to make it 6 times this World Cup appearance, and they'll be up against Serbia this time around, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Looking at Brazil, I mean, what else can you say about Brazil going through these qualifiers, especially amassed a whooping 45 points out of their 17 games, won 14, drew 3. I mean, what is it? If talks about, I think the last time they even lost in the group stage was far back as in 1998, losing 2-1. Don't forget that they even still went ahead to go to the final of that World Cup edition, coming against Serbia. And in their last previous meetings with Serbia, they've actually come out on top. Brazil, star-studded side, will be in action once again tonight. And of course, seeing what happened to Argentina, I'm sure the Brazilians know better.
Yeah, that is just like you say, that is the match everybody is waiting for. There's only a lot of people. A lot of people are not aware that this. I'm not watching any World Cup, but I'm waiting
for Brazil. Yeah,
because they have the stars to their side and a vision of young players, very few experienced. And just like say, Brazil have everything going for them from tactical. Every team they have everything in place to win this match against Serbia. There's no doubt about it. Just like you say, going by what has happened to Germany and Argentina, one you definitely have to be conscious of what is likely to happen. But I don't see that how the same thing happened to Brazil. But This is football.
Yeah.
As I was
Sure,
saying
sure.
earlier, you cannot rule out completely. It can happen to anybody, no matter what you have on the team. And we always, even in the club side football, like you see, small club where
Exactly.
it does come to shock people like Madrid and whatever. And Real Madrid. So, except if you say you get it, so if you say you even get a draw against Brazil, it will be an upset.
Very well.
But it will be that it will go, but it's definitely going to be an interesting Qatar to watch. And Neymar, I'll say that this may be his last World Cup, but his age is still on his side to play the next World Cup. But he definitely wants to come to the quarter and show that yes, and just like Thiago Silva, I think we're definitely going to see a different Neymar tonight.
Tell us, what do you think Brazil will take all 3 points in their first game tonight?
It is very, very risky to say you're sure of something happening, especially in the game of football that a team can turn up in a day and cause an upset, you know. And then, going to the free World Cup, Brazil always one of the favorites.
Yeah.
But, for some time now, this is the first time in the last 15 years or thereabout, they have been the clear favorite because this team is a blend of youth and experience, play and grit. Yeah. If you look at Brazilians, they're the biggest teams to work from Real Madrid to Man U to Arsenal to Liverpool. In fact, they have among the 5 Copas in the world, the best. They have 12. They have 2 there. Go to defend the attack, the wing. In fact, the team is star-studded. Yeah. So, but like I said, it is hard to come out with on the day. And Syria can be a tricky country. They got ambition in 1990. They have come to 3 World Cups. They have not really done so well. But this time around, they have some exciting players that can cause trouble to any team. This one last I want to balance is Dragovic in Juventus. That's very tall and very technical. Between him and Osimhen, they say he's the most skillful striker. He just did one chance and he buried the ball, go to the air on the leg. He's very good. Mitrovic scored 44 goals in 14 matches last season. And this is one of the top strikers in it. You just need to give the ball on the head and it's inside the net. They also have some good midfielders and defense. So if you look at the team all around, they have some players that you hear the names in Europe. But what goes for Brazil they have a tradition in the World Cup.
You always have that fear factor.
Yes. Once you come in against them,
exactly.
You already know you are playing.
When you see that yellow and blue,
you are not that dog already.
Yes, exactly.
So in terms of how you now approach that match, if you come at that much with everything you have, you can upset them. But normally, if you have to say who is going to win, 95% people say Brazil will win. But in the game of football, it's 90 minutes, 11 men. It's those who put their foot out best on the day carry the day.
But the game will definitely be won from the bench. Tactical, then they come to play out.
That is there, but you are looking at Brazil that you don't even know how to select the first 11. You understand? Because of the staff quality.
Because you can't just point out who to mark and who to.
So the quality is all around.
Wally, for Brazil, do you see any upset? Yes, upsets have been happening, but don't forget that I think for Spain, they read that memo very well yesterday, and they actually showed that, look, sometimes when you're a big team, these upsets happen, but sometimes they actually go out to show you that, look, we are better than you. And it was 7-0 last night. Don't you think Brazil will want to show Serbia that, yes, you can have some upsets here and there in football, but a big team is always a big team when it matters on the day?
No doubt about it. 5 times world champion. Brazil is, when you hear that name, teams will be very, very, they'll be afraid, just to face Brazil, on the pitch. But don't forget, the same Brazil, they were defeated 7-2 by Germany in the last was it 2014 World Cup? Yeah, 2 World Cup ago. So it shows that anybody can be beaten in the World Cup. The World Cup is not a respecter of big names at this point in time. But maybe when you take a look at the Serbian side, they also have experienced players in the mix, the likes of Nemanja Matic, that former Manchester United player. He also is in that particular team. Also toe in the line of Silas when he was talking about Mitrovic is a quality striker. We know his exploits in Fulham, banging goals week in, week out for Fulham. So it's a team that Brazil should not actually underrate, because if Brazil underrates that particular team, they might just be stunned. But no doubt about it, you can't take it away from Brazil. It's a star-studded team at this point in time. It will be selection headache for the coach. But I still feel the Brazilians need to work as a team because they have a lot of experienced players. For me, they also have tired legs, the likes of Dani Alves, the likes of Thiago Silva. No, despite the fact that he's actually putting up an impressive performance for Chelsea, but I still feel that in this particular World Cup, you just have to make sure that all your wingers and all your attackers are running every minute. So it might just get to where Silva down in that particular one. But I still feel that in the middle of the park, looking at both team on paper, Brazil will actually dominate the midfield. The likes of Fred, the likes of Fabio that plays for Liverpool, the likes of Neymar also in the front, and looking at the likes of Vinicius who plays for Real Madrid. Gabriel Jesus of Arsenal is going to be a massive game, but let's just wait and see how it pounds out. Maybe Serbia might just get to upset Brazil, but wait and see what happens by 8 p.m. Nigerian time when Brazil will play Serbia Alpha.
I mean, like I do at the end of this show every day, predictions: Ghana, Portugal, Brazil, Serbia. Wally, what are your predictions?
It's going to be a tough one. I see this game playing Ghana 2-2, then Brazil, Serbia. I might go either way, but I'm still putting my money with Brazil. They might get to win like 3-1 or 4-1. 3-1. Let me just say 3-1.
Fellas, do you think there'll be an upset? Portugal, Ghana,
No,
Brazil,
I
Serbia?
think I want to go for a draw game, either score draw or
For Ghana, Portugal.
yes.
Mm.
For Brazil, I want to play the them sort. I want to go to Serbia. Unfortunately, yeah. I those guys.
Mm.
I fear their front three men.
Mm.
This guy AC Milan, Zadrich, and Mitrovic.
Mitrovic.
Those three guys are dangerous. If they get any chance, they'll bury the chance.
Some people.
It will always depend on you get the chance. If you look, I don't want to look at this match. Obviously, I don't see any upset in any of this match. With no disrespect to Ghana, I don't see Ghana making any impact in this game. Portugal will definitely have their way. In this match, but I don't know the score line. But the score line will not be a huge one. It will not be a rising score line, but I don't see Ghana have their way in this match. And for saving I still impressed with them.
All right, Wally, thank you for joining us once again on today's edition of the program.
Thank you for having me, Alpha. Regards to Silas, Salifu, and everyone in the studio and in the office. Thank you for having me. See you tomorrow.
All right, Silas, also thank you for joining us on the show today. Salifu, my regular co-presenter, thank you for being on the show once again today. All right, until we come your way tomorrow with another exciting edition of the show. Do stay safe out there. My name is Alpha Acho, and it's bye for now.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.